Right, that's one down. Next on the agenda is Grit's first mission. And we'll actually be introduced to another commander apart from Grit here. One that I mentioned before. If you're playing this game, you're going to learn to hate him a lot. And that's quite an understatement, you'll see why. It's sort of a running joke that Grit calls Olaf O-bearded one. In fact, all of their dialogue together is pretty much a running joke, actually, that with Olaf always yelling at Grit for being so laid back all the time. Of course, Grit can get pretty serious when he wants to, as you'll see here. Very self-explanatory title. And yes, we'll be facing a different Black Hole commander this time. Yes, this is Adder. You will have seen him in the introduction to the final mission of Orange Star, but this is the first time we get to face him in battle. And I will be talking about his abilities soon, because, well, I need to, because he's one of the most annoying characters to face in the game, trust me. Now this dialogue that Adder's saying, interestingly enough, if you played the first Advance Wars, you know that, yeah, Grit doesn't really care about countries and alliances. He was working for Blue Moon, but he trained with the Orange Star Army and Nell, and he worked as a spy for Yellow Comet as well a little bit. This was all in the first game. So yeah, like he said there, he doesn't really care about countries or anything like that. But yes, unfortunately, Adder just pressed Grit's Berserk button. And you don't want to do that. You really, really don't want to do that. Grit can get really, really dangerous. Ah, I love Grit's theme. It's so out of place, but in a really awesome way. Okay, basically, as you'll see by all the rockets deployed here, Grit is kind of a counterpart to Max. He's this game's long-range specialist. All of his long-range units get increased firepower, but more importantly, they can shoot one space further than normal. This is a huge advantage. I mean, really huge. Just see, look how much area his rockets can cover. Thing is, Grit is actually really incredibly dangerous, like probably one of the best characters in the game. To balance this out though, all of his missions in campaign mode take place in Fog of War. Of course, when used in non-fog, Grit is pretty overpowered sometimes. Yeah, see, even his artillery are pretty insane. Of course, here we'll need to use infantry on mountains as spotters, and also recons hiding them in woods as spotters as well, because of course you don't want to let your spotters get destroyed, otherwise Grit's main advantage, his long-range firepower, is useless against something he can't see. Yeah, so you want to be careful about what you do with your recons. Now, this mission is actually quite annoying when you first look at it, because, like, seriously, anyone would be intimidated by that many tanks. But it's not that bad, but you need to have a strong sense of what I like to refer to as target priority. And when playing this mission, there's one thing you will notice with regards to this, and oh crap. Yes, he has a couple of recons hidden back there too. You need to know which of his units to prioritize. And while you'll probably be thinking at first to prioritize the tanks, actually, there's something else that's a much greater threat. In fact, the key to this mission is figuring out one important detail. That huge army of tanks is basically a trap. They're actually the lowest on your threat list. Of course, at the moment, Grit is now going, and Olaf are now going to explain missile silos, although, yeah, it's not really relevant at the moment. Anyway, it's not really relevant because in this mission, it's strongly advised you do not attempt to use the missile silos. You really don't need them, and it requires pulling back your infantry, which, you know, you kind of need them on the mountains as spotters. So, yeah. Okay, now, here's what I meant about target priority, okay? As I said before, the medium tanks are your lowest priority. Second highest on your threat list, so basically one up from medium tanks, is the recons, because they can shoot your spotters who are on the mountains, and that's not good. Of course, if you can't shoot a recon, just shoot a medium tank. And of course, you'll want to prioritize the ones that are on full HP, because you don't want them to actually make it into your firebase, because then they'll completely destroy you. Now, I think at the end of this turn will be a good time to introduce added special abilities, because we'll be learning about them the hard way. Yeah, watch out here, careful. Okay, now one thing you'll probably notice about Ada, this is the incredibly annoying thing about him. Okay, I think that recon's gonna get spotted eventually. Oh, damn it. Okay. Actually, I'll explain about Ada later, because now, see those mechs there? Okay, I'll probably have to repeat this a few times. The mechs are number 1 on your threat list. The mechs are more of a threat to you than all of those medium tanks combined. It might take a while to realise this, but it's for good reason. Okay, let me just explain this. The mechs, if you don't kill them, they will climb over the mountains and attack your rockets directly. That is incredibly bad. Really, really bad. You do not want to lose your rockets. So basically, if you see a mech, kill it. That's pretty much the main strategy of this chapter. Now, should I hit that or retreat? You see, the artillery serve the main function of finishing off units that your rockets have weakened already. Alright, 1 rocket left. And again, just go for the full HP ones. Now, unfortunately, when I end my turn, something very annoying is going to happen. Oh crap, here we go. Now, I'll explain more about this in the next part, but the one thing you need to know about Ada, and the reason that he's the guy everyone loves to hate in this game, his power meter charges absurdly quickly. Like, ridiculously quickly. Yes, it's only been 3 turns and he's already got his super. And his super is actually incredibly annoying. +2 movement for all units. Doesn't sound like it, but it's one of the most annoying in the game.